And from Mitchell High School, we welcome you to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com. Also like to thank Edward Jones, Service Master, Bridget M. Photography, and First Dakota National Bank for sponsoring the action here tonight as the Pierre Governors take on the Mitchell Colonels here at Mitchell High School. The Governors are coming in at 2-0, two big wins on Friday and Saturday against Rapid City Central and Rapid City Stevens, as it was a 4-set win in both games against Rapid City Central and against Rapid City Stevens. And the Governors are looking for a 3-0 start to this 2020 season. Mitchell, they beat Douglas in their first matchup 25-16, 25-10, and 25-15. Douglas at 0-3 so far here on the early season. The Governors are 2-0, and they have 41 seat points, so they are tied for fourth place in the AA standings. But, of course, as early as that is, there'll be plenty of switching before we get to the end of the season. Hopefully that is at the middle of October when we get to the SODAC 16 and get a chance to play a full fall sports season. Governors are here at 2-0, and again, when you look at the roster for the Governors, we have 6 seniors really divided up with a couple of sophomores, with 4 sophomores in the rotation, and then they have 1 junior for the Governors. For Mitchell, and we'll talk with Coach Deb Thill here in just a little while, but for the Mitchell Colonels, a couple of seniors, but it's a lot of junior sophomores and 1 freshman, Paige Guthmiller. She will be she'll be the libero here for tonight's action for the Mitchell Colonels, but just that 1 freshman, rest sophomore, juniors, and seniors. And it's a different lineup than what Mitchell had last year. Just 2 returners from last year's team for the Mitchell Colonels, and for Coach Thill, that's going to be a different look. And we'll talk with her in just a little bit and what she expects from this team and how she was able to have a solid summer getting into the first part of this year. And, of course, this is just their second game where the Governors are playing their third here tonight to take on Mitchell. And all 3 have been on the road against these AA opponents before their first home matchup, which will be next week Saturday against Aberdeen Central. And we will have that for you right here on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Governors and Mitchell coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take our first break here, the pregame show. Come back in 2 minutes and talk with Coach Thill of the Mitchell Colonels. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Welcome back to the pregame show on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Joining me is Coach Thill of the Mitchell Colonels. Coach, you come in here against this Pierre team, a team that you see twice every year. Went 0-2 last year, but here a new chance, a new year against this team. What's the different from last year's Mitchell team to this year's team?
Well, we graduated 7 seniors, so obviously we're brand new. Had a couple kids transfer in, though, so that was brand new for us, too. So I only have 2 starters back, and one of them doesn't even play the same position as she did a year ago. So it's a whole brand new lineup for us, and obviously Pierre concerns us. I mean, as they should. They're so athletic, and they had a great opening weekend. You know, they have 2 matches under their belt. We've only played once, and so this will be a challenge for us.
You know, everybody's in the same boat with summer not being the normal summer that that you're used to. So how difficult is that then once you got into practice into that first game where the frustration might be a little bit more than other summers just because and maybe it's less because you realize that you didn't have the opportunity?
I don't think the frustration was there for us. We actually got to spend a lot more time on fundamentals. And we never had any more than 8 people in the gym at a time for open gym. We never did any team camps, and we're always doing that, so it was different. But yet I think in some ways it helped us. Obviously the game situation part is not helping us because we're still only having played once. But I don't know. We're still trying to find ourselves. I'm starting a different lineup than I did Saturday, so we'll see what goes on.
Obviously, we're still at the beginning of the season, but trying to keep these kids healthy in more ways than one. But
Exactly.
what's the difference maybe at the beginning of the year for this year compared to other years?
For us, probably the fact that it's a brand new bunch of kids, and bringing in a couple kids from other towns where they were very successful. Blending that has been extremely easy, extremely good. And then always having to have a backup plan, whether it's a lineup, a coach, always having to have a backup plan.
What's it going to take here tonight to beat Pierre?
Well, I think we're going to have to keep them out of system as much as possible. And I know they're very scrappy defensively. They always have been. Their setter's very good. 2 really good outside hitters. I think we have to keep them out of system and serve aggressive.
It is Casman Alm. She stands at 6'3". How big is that? Obviously, it is big, but how big is that for you guys to try and keep them out of the system?
Well, obviously, the first thing we look for her is blocking. And the second thing we look for is her offensive abilities. So she plays 6'3" sometimes. So it's, but we also I think our other 2 middles do a really good job of blocking too. So we're still just working on the whole aspect of keeping it all together. And Casman plays the right side to try to stop on those outside hitters.
I know we're still early in the year, but with everything going on, how much fun is it that we get a chance to play some volleyball?
Oh my gosh, our kids are so excited. That's why I was like, I don't care. We were frustrated. I don't care. If we get to play, then we're going to do what it takes. Wearing this mask and when I'm coaching is a struggle, but I'll do it because we want to be able to play.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
Back with more of the pregame show next on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Welcome back to the pregame show on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Joining me is Coach Casey Keenels of the Pierre Governor Volleyball team. Coach, 2-0 here to start the season. You get a chance to go on the road again against this Mitchell team, a team that you had success against last year. Obviously, new year, but what have you taken from those 2 games to bring into tonight?
I think just a lot of our offense, being powerful up at the net. Defensively, we picked up a lot of balls. I think we'll see a slower paced game tonight. Just they run a little bit higher balls, which is going to be different than what we saw in Rapid City. So got to be expect to, but we want to set the tempo for our girls, get out there and be aggressive offensively.
This is a team that you're familiar with because you see them usually 2 times a year, if not maybe a third time if you play them in the Sodak 16 or in the state tournament if it gets there. So what do you take from that, knowing that you see this team a lot and able to scout them a lot easier than maybe other teams?
Yeah, it was hard to try to get film for this game, and got it a little last night, I guess, so we're able to kind of see a few things. But I think it's a team that, they're a team that you can always see get better as the season goes on. So what we see early on, and we see them late into the season, one of our last matches of our season. And so we see a lot of difference. So I think they're a team. Dubs does a good job of, very disciplined, good team that we just have to be ready to play today.
For you guys being 2-0, what did you take from those 2 games into practice this week? Obviously, there's always room to have improvement. When you start out 2-0, that probably makes the practice a little bit easier going into that week after being 2-0.
It does, but I think that what we learned a lot is we used our outside hitter a lot, which I think if they had film on us, they're going to really expect that we're going to use our outside hit a lot, and so we have to get more creative as far as what our offense is running, and so that's what we took into practice this week is mixing it up a little bit. Obviously, we want to put the ball in the hot hands, and I think our outside hitters did that. Middles did a great job of pulling the block so that our hitters had some good options. So that's kind of what our plan is this week is, really mix up our hits, make their defense have to kind of guess where we're going.
We talked on Coach's Corner yesterday about the chemistry that this team has. A lot of sophomores mixed in with a lot of seniors. Usually, sometimes it might take a couple of games, take a couple of weeks to get everybody in rhythm. But for this team, it seems like they've been in rhythm from the get-go. Obviously, there's only been 2 games, but still, it seems like this team has been playing together. As we welcome you back here into Mitchell High School, as we are set for volleyball here tonight, as we are just about underway, and the Governors will take on the Mitchell Colonels. John Winkler here as we close in on 7 o'clock. The Governors will be wearing their black jerseys here tonight with the green of Governors across the front, the new jerseys for the Pierre Governors, as the starters will be Remington Price. Actually, Remington Price will be Maya Keenels, Reagan Wiebe, Kaylee Severin, and Morkia Mitchell-Knaus, McKenna Schluckaway, Kenzie Gronlin, and Avery Kaiser. Mitchell-Knaus, the Libros, take the place of Schluckaway. And for the Mitchell Colonels, it is Lizzie Tyler, the sophomore, the 5'5 sophomore, Caspin Alm, the 6'3 junior, Cameron Logan, the 5'9 senior, Caslin Scholes, the 5'8 senior, Katie Siebert, the 5'7 senior, and the 5'6 junior, Sarah Siebert, with Paige Guttmiller, the 4'9 freshman, will be the libero. It will be Mitchell-Knaus for the first serve. We are underway here this evening from Mitchell, as it's played back. Guttmiller on the second hit, and then across in the middle away from the Colonels is Keno Salicina for Wiebe, and down for a kill. And Reagan Wiebe will get the first point of the game for the Pierre Governors. And it's 1-0. The Governors won both matches against the Colonels last year in Pierre and here in Mitchell. But this year, the Governors will be on the road first and then home later on the season. Guthmiller received the serve from Mitchell-Knaus. Chance up the middle and down for a kill for Cameron Logan. And it's 1-1 here in Mitchell tonight, as you are listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. 7 o'clock. And the Governors are tied 1-1 here in the first set, as Lizzie Tyler will serve from right to left on your radio dial. Keenels will set. Wiebe with the tip. Mitchell-Knaus is right there. Gronlin, miscommunication with Wiebe, and it's 2-1 here for Mitchell. Mitchell student section, they are fired up. And it's a hostile environment here in Mitchell. They're right on you on the court. Not a whole lot of room to sit, and even try to social distance is tough to do. Kaylee Severin will receive, and Keenels will get called with a lift. And it will be a point actually, it's going to be a point for the Governors, as the Colonels were in the net. So it's 2-2, a net violation called on Mitchell. And we're tied up 2-2. Austin Wiebe is in for the first time. She will serve. And Wiebe across. Good serve, but played by Tyler on the diving play from the far side. It was Cameron Logan that got stuffed. Back to the other side and too far. And net violation, though, going to be called on the Governors. And Kenzie Groudling gets called for the net violation. So the Colonels is going to go too far. It was out of play, but it is given to Mitchell. And they have a 3-2 lead. They're waiting for a fresh volleyball to come across. And then two come through. But it is Cameron Logan, the 5'9" senior, to serve from the near side. Across, and Austin Wiebe received. Keno's will set. Groudling on the near side. Chance that one was off the Mitchell Colonels and down for a kill. And Kenzie Groudling's got her first kill of the match. And it's now 3-3. Governors and Colonels had that third set last year in Pierre. So I believe it was 33-31 for the Colonels. Chance on the near side goes straight in the net from Sarah Siebert. And it's 4-3 for the Governors. And Reagan Wiebe again will serve. Wiebe from the far side, left to right on the serve. Received by the Colonels. Pushed across by Katie Siebert, excuse me. Avery Kaiser a chance. That one's too far. And it's now 4-4. Kaiser with a strong arm on the right side. But went just a little bit too far and is tied up at 4-piece. Caslin Scholes will check in. Paige Guthmiller, the freshman, will go back to serve. From the far side. Across. Reagan Wiebe to receive. Got across the net. Coming back, and Maya Keenels is going to call for a net violation. And it's 5-4 now here for the Colonels. Would have been a point for the Colonels anyway. But Keenels got into the net, so it's now 5-4. Trading points back and forth here as that one will go too far on the serve from Guthmiller. And it's tied up 5-5. No team has had a 2-point lead yet. You've seen back-to-back points being scored. As Groudling will serve. Kenzie Groudling just over the net. Set to the near side. Tipped across. Avery Kaiser is there for the Governors. Keenels will set back to Kaiser from the far side of the court. Played by Guthmiller. Set again for the back line for Logan. Dug out by Groudling. Went right back over the net. Pushed across. Reagan Wiebe is there. Keenels to set Kaiser again. That one right down the middle and down for a kill for Avery Kaiser. Her first of the night, in at 6-5 for the Governors. Again, back-to-back points here for Pierre. Taking a 1-point lead, but again, no team has led by 2 points so far. Kenzie Groudling, middle of the floor, across. And it's going to be the Governors that were out of position. And it's 6-6. And so now here is the Colonels in Logan to serve. Keenels to set for Kaiser. That one's tipped to the net, played back, and across by the Colonels, and that one goes out. And it's now 7-6. And Mike Keenels will go back to serve. Kaylee Severin will check in. And the senior returning from injury after not being able to play all of last year. Mike Keenels, played by Guthmiller. Mitchell Knaus. Keenels will set. Schleckway couldn't get the kill. Comes back across and out by the Colonels, and it's now 8-6 lead. The first 2-point lead for either side here in set one. And the Governors lead by 2, 8-6. Keenels from the near side to the back line, just too far, and it's now 8-7. Governors did really well limiting the errors, both against Central and Stevens. Last year, it was tough to limit those errors. When the Governors would win, you could really see how much they limited the errors. Schleckaway a chance for a kill. That one's dug out. Here to the middle of the floor, across by Logan, and a perfectly placed ball by Logan as they get dropped in between all 6 Governors. And it's now 8-8. And it's back to a tie volleyball game here in set one. Across from Katie Siebert, tipped to the nets, and a net violation called by Mitchell. And it's now 9-8 here for the Governors. That was Cameron Logan. Kaiser on the serve. Guthmiller, second hit. Logan across, too far. And it's 10-8. Governors back up by 2 on back-to-back points. And that's seen a rally of 3 straight points here for the Governors. Here is Avery Kaiser. And it'll be out of position by the Colonels, and it's 11-8. So now here's our first 3-point lead, first 3 straight points scored by a team. As the referee will talk with Coach Still on who was out of place and put themselves in the right positioning. So 11-8 lead here for the Governors. First time they have led by 3. First time any team has led by 3. Kaiser on the cross. On the second, here's a chance for Lizzie Tyler. Played by Kaiser. Keenels will set Severn. That one goes across, played up in the air by the Colonels on the far side. Their third, he gets blocked up, but played still from Scholes. With the floor for Logan, too far from Cameron Logan. And the Governors have taken a 12-8 lead. 4 straight here for the Governors. Avery Kaiser again, middle of the floor. Across left to right, and that goes into the net, and it's now 12-9. Well, the service error from Avery Kaiser. Checking in, Madeline Haig will come in for the first time. As she will go back to serve the 5'5 senior. Here's Haig's first chance. Just over the net. Schluckway will play. Keenels will set. Reagan Wiebe across. And dug out by Siebert. To the near side. That one goes off the net, but played by Wiebe. Keenels will try and push it into the corner. And then back across to the near side. Tyler. Metro Canal's able to dig it out on a changeup. Wiebe across, played for the Colonels. That one's too far from Sarah Siebert. And it'll be played and a point for the Governors. Back up by 4, 13-9. Now some Scholes back in. Actually, Scholes not in just yet. Try to see who that sub was. It actually is the 6'3", Caspen Alm. And here is Metro Canals on the serve. It'll be played. A chance on the far side. Lizzie Tyler too far on the kill attempt. Looking for a tip was Logan. Didn't get it. Now 14-9. 5-point lead here for the Governors. Metro Canals again will serve from left to right. Here on the far side, Logan taps it over the net. Kaiser is there. Severin. And that one's going to get called for a lift on Kaylee Severin. Actually getting called for a double hit. And it's 14-10. Governors still lead by 4. Here in set 1. Lizzie Tyler, the sophomore, on the serve. Reagan Wiebe. Keenels will set. Kaiser coming from the back line. Gets blocked down. And the Governors, as Severin got all the way to the floor to keep it alive. But no chance for Reagan Wiebe to make a play. It's now 14-11. Here's Lizzie Tyler as the student section tries to will the Colonels back to tie it up. Keenels will set. Tapped across by Wiebe. Good play by Reagan Wiebe. Just got it across, and Caspen Alm, the 6'3 junior, unable to dive to make the play, went underneath the net. So Reagan Wiebe with the point for the Governors. And it's now 15-11. 4-point lead here for the Governors. Austin Wiebe on the serve. Be on the bump. Across by Guth Miller. Kenzie Groundland. Keenels will send it back for Groundland. And a good dig by Lizzie Tyler. Goes back for Kaiser. Now a chance for Groundland again. Here's Guth Miller for the Colonels. Bumped across by Sarah Siebert. As Keenels will throw it over and dump it down for the Governors. And 16-11. As the Colonels are ready for Keenels to make the set. Keenels with the eyes on the side of her head, able to see that. And throw it across right in between all 6 Colonel players. And the lead's up to 5, 16-11. Austin Wiebe on the serve. To the near side, played by Guth Miller. Across by Logan on the right hand. Almost a backhand hit. Reagan Wiebe goes down for a kill. And so far, the Governors haven't had too many kills. They've got just 4 so far, but they have a 17-11 lead. Coach Thill will take her first time out of the first set. 17-11. Governors lead by 6. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Austin Wiebe on the serve goes into the net after the timeout, so it's now 17-12. Governors still lead by 5 here in set number 1. As Cameron Logan will go back to serve. From right to left, Logan. Kaiser to play. Nice couple diving plays there from Reagan Wiebe and Kenzie Growland, unable to keep it in play, so it's now 17-13. That one took her by surprise, ready to bump it, had to put the hands up to block it. Across on the serve, Austin Wiebe is there. Keynoles for Reagan Wiebe, down and a kill for Reagan Wiebe, her third of the first set. And the Governors are back up by 5, 18-13 here in set 1. And Reagan will go back to serve here for the Governors. And missed. And they not in their position in the Colonels. I believe maybe Guthmiller is in the wrong spot. Guthmiller and Logan were in the wrong spot, so it's now 19-13. Wiebe, low to the floor. Logan's able to get it out. Blocked by Gromlin. Played across. Kaiser with a tip over the top of the wall and over the top of the 6'3" and down for a point for the Governors. A nice play there by Kaiser to recognize the real tall Caspin And Coach Still is going to have to take her second timeout here in set 1. 20-13, the Governors lead here in set 1. With Mitchell Colonels back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here in Mitchell, it is a 20-13 lead for the Governors in set number 1. As Reagan Wiebe will go back to serve from the far side of the court, left to right on your dial, left to right on your screen on YouTube. As it'll be played for a chance. Tipped at the net. Reagan Wiebe will play. Keynoles will set for Kaiser. That one was tipped in a diving play by Guthmiller. Another diving play and across by Logan on the third hit. Keynoles will set for Growland. That one's tipped to the net and goes down, and Kenzie Growland will pick up the point for the Governors. And they're 4 away here from a set 1 win over the Colonels. Governors have looked very, very good through now the first 9 sets of this season. That one will stay in, and an ace for Reagan Wiebe as both Colonel players backed away from it, hits the line. Here at Mitchell, the playing surface, the in play is all yellow with those black lines across, so it's really easy to see when a ball is in or out. On the near side, tapped across, Austin Wiebe. Keynoles. That one across by Mitchell Canals. To the back line, to the corner. Reagan Wiebe is there. Kenzie Growland will set for Kaiser. On the third hit, across. Chance on the near side. Austin Wiebe. Keynoles will set. Now here's Kaiser. A chance. That one goes into the net. And a point for the Colonels. That's 22-14. Well, the Colonels have a lot of work in front of them. Down by 8 as we play late here in set 1. Paige Guthmiller from the far side across. Austin Wiebe to play. Keynoles, Gronlin to the back line and down for a kill for Kenzie Gronlin. Her third of set 1. And it's 23-14. Governors lead here. 2 to go in this first set. They won in 4. Both times they played Mitchell last year in 2019. To the far side, tip back across, high in the air, set for a chance, and Kenzie Growland is there to dig it out. Kaiser to the back line, Guthmiller. Goes back from the back line, too far, and it does go out for a point here for the Pierre Governors. A little hesitation from the corner judge, but it's set point now here for the Governors. Kenzie Growland's got a chance to finish out set 1. Logan set A chance across by Christensen. Kenols will set it for Kaiser. Had to bump it in, try to bump it over, and end up bumping into the net as the set wasn't far enough for Kaiser to get there. So it's now 24-15. Sarah Siebert on the near side. They need 9 straight points here to keep set one alive. Kenols will set. Schleck away. Too far. And it will be a point for the Governors. So it's going to be a net violation by Mitchell. So the Governors are going to win set one, 25-15. And they will take that first set. They'll take that point. It was going to be a point for the Governors, for the Colonels, but they got called for net violation. So that will do it for set one, 25-15. A set one win for the Governors. Back in 2 minutes with set number 2. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back to Mitchell, it is a 1-0 lead here for the Governors. They won 25-15 in that first set. Reagan Wiebe and Kenzie Gronlin each had 3 kills in that first set. For the Governors, well, they got 3 coaches on in the bench here for today. Coach Tessa Kruger at home for today as her son Brecken Kruger had surgery, and Coach Ryan Kruger, the Pierre Governor high school baseball team, sent me a text last night. Said that Brecken was going to get surgery on his shoulder. Broke his shoulder. He's out for, I believe, minimum of 6 weeks, but surgery went well today, and wish him the best as he makes his recovery. And as Coach Kruger will rejoin next Saturday with this team. And Coach Ryan Kruger, usually listening. Coach Tessa Kruger probably having a little bit of a nervous sweat right now, as I shouldn't like being talked about on the radio. So, chance to really make her nervous and probably make her a little upset as continue to talk about it. We're here for set number 2. The Colonels will get the first serve, and it will be Paige Guthmiller to serve for the Colonels as we are underway from right to left. No switching here this year from the side of the court. Avery Kaiser from the back line, too far. And it's the first point for the Mitchell Colonels. They take their first lead here in set 2, 1-0. So they will stay. The Governors will go from left to right the entire time here tonight. And we'll do that all year from where they are at, wherever that might be. As Kenols will set for Wiebe. That goes down the corner. And it was Reagan Wiebe, her 4th kill of the evening. First here in set number 2. And it's 1-1. And Reagan Wiebe will go back to serve, a senior from the near side. And he played for Ulm. A chance too far. That one actually stays in, hits the corner. And Casper Ulm, the 6'3 junior, gets a perfectly placed kill for her first of the night. Well, that one was as close as you can get. Lizzie Tyler will serve. It is Reagan Wiebe for Kaiser. Across from Austin Wiebe. Set for Ulm again. Too far this time from Casper Ulm. And it's now 2-2. Remington Price will come in for the first time, as well as Schleckway will check back in. Price will serve. Listed as number 1 in the program, 21 here tonight in the black jerseys. Price floats it across. Tyler is there to play it. Set for Logan. That one will be a point for the Colonels as it was touched by the Governors before it went across. So it's now 3-2 here for Mitchell. And Mitchell Canals will come right back in. Here is Logan. Austin Wiebe to receive. Keenholz, back line. Price to the back line for the Colonels to play. Sarah Siebert, that one hits the net. That's going to be a 4-hit violation. And it will be the Governor's point, and it's 3-3. Austin Wiebe will check out. Kaylee Severn in. All squared here at 3 in set number 2. As it is Ulm, a chance for a kill. That one's too far from the cross court kill attempt. It is 4-3 for the Governors. Their first lead here of set 2. Maya Keenholz will serve again here for the Governors. From the near side, played by Logan. Back to Logan. And again too far from the Colonels. And it's 5-3. The hitting errors have been the woe for Mitchell so far. Keenholz across. Played shortly. Blocked right back up by McKenna Schleckaway. And a great play there from Schleckaway, the sophomore. And it's 6-3 here for the Governors. They're trying to catch the Governors sleeping, but Schleckaway was having none of it. This one will be set for Ulm. That one's blocked by Schleckaway again. And down at 7-3. And McKenna Schleckaway with 2 big blocks. And Coach Thill will take a timeout. McKenna Schleckaway for the Governors has made it 7-3. As the first timeout here in set 2 from Coach Thill. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. It is a 7-3 lead here for the Governors in set number 2. John Winkler here in Mitchell as the Govs are looking to stay perfect here this season to go to 3-0 before they bring in Aberdeen Central next week, Saturday. September 12th will be the next time the Governors are in action after tonight. So a chance for a 9-day rest before the Golden Eagles will come to town for the home opener for the Governors. As it'll be played off the timeout. Chance for Schleckway to the back line. That's down. McKenna Schleckway, 3 straight here for the Governors. Having herself a pretty good evening. 8-3 lead. And all smiles right now for the Pierre Governors. As Keenholz again will serve. To the back line. That goes off the Colonels. As it was Cameron Logan who turned around and ended up hitting Logan as it was about to go out. So it's now 9-3 here for the Governors. Shorter serve from Keenholz. We'll hit it backwards on the third hit as that was played up right next to the net. And it's now 10-3. And the Governors are starting to roll here. 8 straight points for the Governors. The timeout hasn't helped Coach Thill's team. Keno's on the serve. Guthmiller set from the back line. Logan barely gets it across. Schleck away to play. Keno's is set for Severn. That one be played down and a kill for Severn. Haley Severn gets only the second kill of the set here for the Governors. 11-3 is the score. 2 of the 11 points have been kills for the Governors. Been a lot of mistakes so far in set 2. That one will play off the net. And it's a 12-3 lead. And things are unraveling here in set number 2 for Coach Thill's squad. She's got one more timeout left here in this second set with a 9-point lead. To the near side, Sarah Siebert gets it across, and that changeup will go down. And Sarah Siebert has finally ended the run of 9 straight points from the Governors, but it's an 8-point lead here for Pierre, 12-4. In to serve, Madeline Haig, the 5'5 senior. To the back line, Price. Metro Canals as Avery Kaiser couldn't get it across. Kaiser's wearing number 1, Price wearing number 21. They're on the roster sheets. They're the exact opposite, or at least the ones on the activities website. They're the exact opposite. Price got off the shoulder to keep it alive. Schleck away a chance. Dug out by Logan. Across in the open spot for the Colonels. That's 3 straight points here for Mitchell. They've got it from a 12-3 disadvantage, now 12-6. They're still enjoying that 6-point lead, but right now here the Governors are trying to find an end to this point streak here for the Colonels. Metro Canals across in the third hit. Played to the middle of the floor and too far from Caslin Scholes. And it's now 13-6. And Alm will come back in. She'll sub in for Madeline Haig. And then actually it will go right back out as the libero and Paige Guthmiller is back in. 13-6. Kaiser too far. 13-7 on the serve. Still a 6-point lead though for the Governors here in set 2. They lead 1-0. They won the first one 25-15. Kaiser. Kenols will set to Weeby on the far side. Gets blocked up. Kaiser will get it right back across. That one will go out by the Colonels, trying to get the Governors out of position. But it went too far on the near side. So it's now 14-7 lead. Kenzie Garland will check in for Price. A 7-point lead here for the Governors. Metro Canals on the serve to the near side of the set. Blocked up, and a good play by Severn. Diving play by Metro Canals, but not enough strength from Kaiser on that third hit. Moving away from the net to try and get it across, so it's now 14-8. And Katie Siebert, the 5'7 senior, back to serve. She's the center for the Colonels. That one off the net, played, and it'll be on the third hit off the net from Logan. And a point for the Governors. 15-8. Back up by 7 as the Govs and Colonels have traded points. Austin Weeby on the serve. Guthmiller receive. Sarah Siebert to the near side. Lizzie Tyler. Now a chance for the Governors. Groundland, they got tipped, and Austin Weeby went back to try and dive for it and couldn't get over in time, so it's now 15-9. The Governors lead by 6 again. Paige Guthmiller to serve from right to left, far side of the courts. She'll go to the near side. Austin Weeby receive. Keno's dumped it across, but played by Sarah Siebert. Keno's now will set. Kenzie Growland, a chance, hits the net. Alma's there to make a diving play. Lizzie Tyler across, right at the net. Played back. Austin Weeby, a good diving play, and then Keno's put it into the net. And it's now 15-10. Tough play all the way around. Kind of a broken play from both sides. And it went to the favor of the Colonels. Guthmiller just barely over the net. Metro Canals. Keno's a play for Reagan Weeby. That's tipped to the net. Play by the Colonels. Guthmiller, all a chance, blocked up. And the Colonels still have possession. Tyler across. Metro Canals is there. Keenels is set for Growlin. Tapped across the net. Tyler is a Siebert. All to the back line. Mucho Canals. Keenels will set for Wiebe. That one's tipped to the net. Sarah Siebert. Pushed across by Katie Siebert. Kaiser set by Keenels. Wiebe across. And a good rally between these two teams. Kaiser with a good dig from Tyler. Growlin in the middle of the floor. That one's dug out. To the near side again, a chance. Blocked up. Right back at the net. Growlin and Wiebe go back and forth. Keenels in the corner. And Keenels get one for the Governors. And it's 16-10. Longest rally of the night. And the Governors are back up by 6. The momentum that's gained by a long rally like that is one visibly seen from whoever gets the points from both the crowd and the players on the floor. Reagan Wiebe on the serve. Guthmiller will play. It comes back to Guthmiller. Third hit. She'll put it in the net. And it's 17-10. Back up by 7 here for the Governors. And Coach Thill says she's got one timeout. She might wait for this next point to go across before she takes that timeout. Reagan Wiebe again, just over the net. Played here into the scores table, and it's now 18-10. And Coach Thill will take that timeout. 8-point lead here for the Governors in set number 2. Looking to take a 2-0 advantage. Coach Thill is taking her second timeout back in 30 seconds. Listen to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com. (18-10) lead as the Governors have that 8-point advantage over the Mitchell Colonels. John Winkler here on this Thursday evening from Mitchell. The Governors and Colonels will meet again as they will play on November 3rd at Riggs High School. It'll be the second to last game for both teams on the 2020 regular season. Off the timeout, gets blocked and stuffed to the net, but still over by the Colonels. Keenels will try and get one across. She does, and the Colonels are unable to stuff it back across and went straight down from the net. And it's now 19-10, and Pierce picked up a 9-point lead. Reagan Wiebe across, and that one misplayed by Guthmiller. Maybe miscommunication between her and Sarah Siebert. And it's now 20-10 lead here for Pierre. Doubled up the Colonels. 5 points away from a 2-0 set lead. We play Lizzie Tyler for Ulm. Blocked, but played by Austin Wiebe. Set by Keenels. Kaiser. That one's tipped to the net. To the back line, Guthmiller. Set by Siebert and over by Sarah Siebert. That one will hit the net. And Keenels tried to nearly swirl it around as it hit the net. She tried to play it back to her team. Unable to get a good hit. And we need a point for the Colonels. 9-point lead here for Pierre. Tyler on the serve, Austin Wiebe. Keenels will set for Growlin on the near side. Cross-court hit too far. And it's 20-12. Good strength, good speed behind that kill attempt by Growlin, but just went too far. And an 8-point lead here for Pierre as Tyler again will serve. Austin Wiebe. Keenels will set as Kaiser down but not across. That one was inside the poles. Kaiser again a chance. That one with a little less speed but goes down for a kill. And Avery Kaiser makes it 21-12. A 9-point lead here for the Governors. Coach Thill, no timeouts left here in set 2. Remington Price is in to serve here for Pierre. Floats it across, off the net. Third hit. That one will go across, but it goes out, and the Governors are up by 10. 22-12. Western Canals in for Wiebe. Price. Should say Reagan Wiebe. Paige Guthmiller. Siebert will set for Ulm. Austin Wiebe is there to play. Set again from Katie Siebert for Sarah Siebert. Schleckaway. Keenels will set. Kaiser a chance. That one got blocked up. Schleckaway got a piece of it, but too far away from any other Pierre Governor. It's now 22-13. Leads trimmed to 9. But we're late here in set 2. And Cameron Logan will serve from the near side. Logan across. Mucho Canals. Keenels. Kaiser will bump it across on the third hit. Set by Katie Siebert. And that one is missed by Alm. And it's 23-13. And the Colonels are looking for a tip, maybe by Price, but did not get it. And so Maya Keenels back to serve. It'll be play from Logan. From the back line, Tyler hits the net. 4-hit violation called on Mitchell, and it's now 24-13, and a set point coming up for the Governors. 9 set points here for the Governors. Excuse me, 11 set points here for the Governors. It's 24-13. Keenels serves it over to Alm. Set. That one was at the nets. It was blocked up by Schleckaway, but too far on the near side. And it goes out, and it's 24-14. Alm comes out. As well, Schulz. Christensen will come in. You can see the other Colonel to check in. Price misplayed the serve. And it's 24-15 now. But still have to get 9 points here in a row from the Colonels. Madeline Haig is back to serve. She was the one that came in. The one that's serving was the other sub. 24-15. We played from Keenels right at the nets, and it'll go down for a point for the Colonels. And it's 24-16. Eight-point lead here for Pierre. Haig again will serve. Kaiser receives. Keenels will set for Schleckaway. Tipped at the net, and that will be a 4-hit violation here on the Governors. It's 24-17. Still plenty of time here. Coach Keenels still has 2 timeouts. Mitchell still has to score 7 in a row. Haig to the back line. Price will receive. Keenels, chance for Kaiser. She goes down with a kill to finish off set number 2. 25-17 here in set 2 for the Governors. They're up 2-0. A chance to close it out. Coming up here in set 3. Back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Mitchell, quick update, Harrisburg. They took set 1 over Yankton 25-17. Huron won the first set against Watertown 25-21. That is, as O'Gorman took the first set 25-10 over Sioux Falls Lincoln. some of the AA matchups so far here for on this Thursday evening here on Watertown, both coming in at 3-0 here on the evening. Aberdeen Central, Pierre, the other two teams that were at least 2-0. Gorman was 1-0, and so was Mitchell, obviously coming in this matchup. But those are the undefeated teams so far, still in AA. One of these two will not be undefeated after tonight. And right now, the Governors have a stranglehold on the match as they will serve first here in set 3, a chance to close it out in straight sets. They won the first two matches in 4 sets. They lost the first set to Rapid City Central and won the next 3. And then on Saturday, they won the first 2 against Rapid City Stevens, lost set number 3, and ended up taking the 4th set to finish out the weekend 2-0 in Rapid City. Metro Canals will serve here first for Pierre, and their chance to close it out. They're up 2-0 as we start set number 3. From left to right, the Governors will serve. As it is, Murkia Metro Canals, the libero. We're underway here in set 3. Tyler Guthmiller was overplayed by Siebert. It comes across the third hit. Keenels now will set. Chance for Reagan Wiebe, and dug out by Sarah Siebert. Tyler, that was misplayed by Metro Canals as she couldn't get a full hit on it. Keenels tried to get it back to the middle of the floor and missed everybody for the Governors. It's a 1-0 lead again here for Mitchell to start set number 3. And Lizzie Tyler will serve for the first time for the Colonels. Tyler to Wiebe. It is Metro Canals for Gromlin to the corner. Guthmiller with a diving play, but it fell in between 3 different Governors. Guthmiller with a good diving play, but nobody was there for Mitchell. Miscommunication between Sarah Siebert and Cameron Logan. And it's tied 1-1. Here is Austin Wiebe to serve here for the Governors. And that goes into the net, just into the net. Hit the wide of the top of the net. Thought maybe it was going to roll across. But it's 2-1. And now for Mitchell instead. Cameron Logan will serve from the far side. Metro Canals. Keenels, that one played by Wiebe. Now here's the Kaiser as the Colonels had the first hit, so Austin Wiebe on the third hit will bump it across. And then Austin Wiebe got up to the top of her head trying to make a play on it and went just too far for her, so it's now 3-1. Here's Cameron Logan. Logan on the far side will serve it in the net, and it's now 3-2. And Reagan Wiebe again here for the Governors will serve. 1-point lead for the Colonels. Wiebe to the back line. Tyler. Now here's Sarah Siebert in to the net, and it's 3-3. And just like that, the Governors have got it tied back up in set 3. Will be played here on the back line. The third hit, Tyler goes into the net, and the Governors have their first lead here in set 3. 4-3 is the lead now for Pierre. Reagan Wiebe. That one be Guthmiller. That one goes on the wrong side of the poles across behind the referee, so it's now 5-3. Governors have scored 3 in a row. And Reagan Wiebe will go across the back line. Guthmiller is there. Alm near the bleachers. Across on the third hit. Bumped across by Sarah Siebert. Keenels did not set it. Diving play there by Tyler to keep it alive. Kaiser will dive and right to Austin Wiebe, but too low to the floor for Wiebe to make a play. And it's now 5-4 for the Governors. As Scholes will check in as they trail by 1 to the Colonels. Guthmiller to the near side. Austin Wiebe will set for Growlin. Tipped at the net. Played from Logan. Siebert to Sarah Siebert. And that one past the diving Reagan Wiebe. And it's 5-5. And a good kill from Sarah Siebert, which was set up by Katie Siebert. And Guthmiller again will serve. And a 5-5 tie here in set 3. Austin Wiebe receives. Keno set for Kaiser. Tip to the net and too far for any Colonel to play. And it's now 6-5. And Avery Kaiser continues to have a strong start to this season. Her first kill of the set. And for the Governors on the serve to the near side. Scholes, it goes across. And then they'll go down for a kill for the Governors again. 7-5. I believe that's Asa Cumbo, the junior. Cumbo on the second serve. And the Governors leading by 2. Scholes, tip to the net. Butchell Canals is able to get it back. Dumped across by Kaiser. Good play there from both Butchell Canals and Kaiser. That was blocked at the net, but it goes down the side for the Governors. And it's now 7-6. Sarah Siebert will serve. Austin Wiebe. Keno's will set. Schleck away. That one's rolled off of a couple of hands at the net. And then down by the Governors. And it's a point for Pierre. It's 8-6. They said it was out. But if it was out, it would have been a point for Mitchell. Either way, Governors got the points. 8-6. Scholes to the corner. Cumbo set by Kenols. Down by Severn. And unable to dig it out was Guthmiller. And Kaylee Severn has made it a 9-6 lead here for the Governors. Kenols will serve. Short serve. Guthmiller nearly misplayed. Third hit across by the Colonels. Kenols tapped across by Schleckaway. Saw the open spot there from Schleckaway, and she'll make it 10-6. And Coach Bill's got to take a timeout. 4-point lead here for the Governors. 10-6 in set 3. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. We welcome you back here to Mitchell. 10-6 lead for the Governors over the Colonels. John Winkler here in Mitchell High School. The Governors will finally be at home next week Saturday. Still got to wait another 9 days after tonight before the Governors will get that home opener. It'll be Saturday evening against Aberdeen Central. We'll have that call for you on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governors will be home for 3 straight. Aberdeen Central, Yankton, and Douglas. Off the timeouts. Keno's with the serve. Chance for Tyler. Gets blocked up, and it just goes out from the near side of the far side of the court. The Governors on a tough block that goes just too far. Does not stay in play, and it's now 10-7. And Mitchell will pull back within 3. The serve. Kaiser will receive. Schleckway will set Keno's to the back corner, played by Guthmiller. They'll come across. Tyler tips it over the net. Keno's will set Schleck away. That one will be at the net and down on the side for the Colonels, and a point for the Governors. Just a little bit too far away from the net were the Colonels. And McKenna Schleckaway continues to impress here tonight. Will be played right at the net. Net violation will be called on Schleckaway, and it's 11-8. It was going to be a point for the Governors, but unfortunately goes the way for the Colonels. But the Govs still lead by 3, 11-8. Mellenegg will serve. Kaiser receives. The Kenols will set. Reagan Wiebe to the corner, too far. That's now 11-9. It's a little bit too far behind her. The back arch trying to get across to the across court and just too far. Schleckway will receive the serve. Kenols will set to the back line for Kaiser right in the net, and it's now 11-10 now as the Colonels have pulled within one. This is as close as they've been at any point here in the first three sets. Madeline Haig to the back line. Cumbo will receive. Kenols, Wiebe, the diving dig, but back goes across. Kenols is set for Schleckaway. As Katie Siebert, now Alm on the third hit will get across, and then Cumbo comes diving through, and it'll be a tie game now, 11-11 here in set three. Kenols has not taken a timeout yet in this match, but it is 11-11. Haig on the serve. Kenols will set. Wiebe. And that one is not played well by Sarah Siebert all the way back to the wall. And it's 12-11. The Governors have retaken the lead. Kenzie Growlin will check back in. Mucho Knaus back in to serve. Scholes is in for Haig. But Guthmiller returns for Scholes in the libero spot. And it's 12-11. Mucho Knaus into the net, and it's 12-12. This is as close as it's been in any of the three sets so far. Here for Pierre and Mitchell. Lizzie Tyler will serve. Tyler across. Kaiser will receive. Kenols now for Wiebe across, and it'll be misplayed by the Colonels. And it's 13-12. Didn't have the strength on it that maybe the Colonels thought when they threw up the wall. And really, Mitchell had no shot, so it's now 13-12. Austin Wiebe on the serve. Chance for Katie Siebert. That one goes across. Kaiser is there to play, goes over the net, and it'll be a point for the Governors as it will be called for a lift on Mitchell, and it's now 14-12, a 2-point lead here for Pierre. Trying to create some separation. Austin Wiebe on the serve from the near side. Logan. Now here's a chance for Sarah Siebert. Wiebe will receive. Kenols dumped it across. They'll come back for Sarah Siebert. Cumbo might have got away with a two-hit violation. Kaiser across. Diving play from Sarah Siebert. Katie Siebert. Tyler back for Kaiser. Set by Kenols. Growlin goes across. That one barely stayed inside the poles. A little bit of chaos here on this point. As the Kaiser will throw it across, and Alm went up to try and block it, but it came right down on the Mitchell side, and it's a 15-12 lead now for the Governors. A long rally again goes in favor of the Governors. And Austin Wiebe puts the serve into the net, and it's now 15-13. And Cameron Logan now will serve for Mitchell. 15-13 lead here in set three. Logan, too far. And a service error makes it 16-13. And the Governors continue to close in. Well, a chance for a three-set sweep of the Colonels. Reagan Wiebe on the serve. Cameron Logan will be received to the back line. Lizzie Tyler. Kenols on the bump. Reagan Wiebe for the back line comes in. Tyler there to dig it out. Sarah Siebert blocked to the net. And down point for the Governors. Kenzie Growlin and Kenols were both there. And it's 17-13. And Reagan Wiebe again will serve. To the back line, received by Tyler. Here is Sarah Siebert across on the third hit. Austin Wiebe is there. Kenols, and that violation called on Mitchell. And it's 18-13, a 5-point lead here for the Governors. Here's the separation that we are starting to see again. Reagan Wiebe across, dumped across Austin Wiebe. Couldn't make that diving play. And it's now 18-14. Guthmiller will go back to serve. A 4-point lead for the Governors here in set three. And Mitchell is not in the right spot. And it's 19-14. And so the referee here on the near side. She will explain who was in the wrong spot. Or maybe an illegal substitution. So it's a 5-point lead here for the Governors. Coach Thill will get an explanation from the ref. Maybe we're going to have a contestant and it'll end up being, we'll reserve again here. Governors will sub, depending on if this point goes through here for Pierre, and give them the serve back. It's a 5-point lead, 19-14. So now Scholes and Alm will have to resub again. So it is going to be a point here for Pierre. Cumbo waiting to check in for Kenzie Groundland. She will. And we'll go back to serve. 5-point lead here for Pierre. 19-14. Governors are 6 points away from a straight set sweep of the Colonels. Across, too far, 19-15. And Reagan Wiebe will come out as Mutual Canals will check back in. Mutual Canals will receive the serve, set for Kaiser, and that one is touched by the Colonels. There's a point here for Pierre. And Kaiser will get the kill. So Avery Kaiser, her second here of the third set. And it's a 20-15 lead. Wiebe will come out. Severin will check in. Austin Wiebe, I should say. So both Reagan and Austin Wiebe are both out here right now for the Governors. Keno's on the serve. Played at the nets. No play for the Colonels. It's 21-15. And Coach Thill will take that final timeout here in set 3 as her team is in danger of being swept by the Governors. 21-15. Governors lead by 6 here in set 3. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. It is a 6-point lead here for the Governors. 4 away from a straight set sweep of the Colonels. As Keno's will serve, Guthmiller will receive on the third hit from the back line across from Sarah Stiebert. It is Schleckway. They got the first touch from the Governors. A set from Keno's to Kaiser goes into the net. And it's now 21-16. 5-point lead for the Governors in set 3. Katie Siebert will serve. It'll be played, and that goes out from the Governors, and it's now a 21-17 lead. Back-to-back points here that coming out of the timeouts. Cumbo will receive. Keno's will set, and it was tipped both by Schleckway or either by Schleckway or Kaiser, but did not go over. Actually, they both touched it, so it was a 4-hit violation. And it's now 21-18. Serve, Cumbo, Keno's. For Kaiser and cross. Diving play from Sarah Siebert. Tyler hits the net. 4-hit violation. And it's now 22-18. And so it's 3 points from victory here for the Governors. Reagan Wiebe is back in. Kaiser is back to serve. To the back line. Guthmiller misplayed. And it's 23-18. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station, just past 8 o'clock. And the Governors are 2 points away now from sweeping the Colonels in 3 sets. Kaiser, that one misplayed off the hand, and it's 23-19. Didn't get all that one, did Avery Kaiser. Quick sub here from Alm and Haig to check in. Madeline Haig on the serve across. Kaiser to Keenol, set for Schleckway, across into the net, second and third, it got across, and Mitchell will get the points, and it's 23-20. And Cameron Logan gets the kill, and it looked like it was all but Pierce points, and Mitchell makes the most of it, and it's back to a 3-point lead now, 23-20. Close as we've seen these three sets. Keenols to the back line. Kaiser too far, 23-21. Coach Keenol still at 2 timeouts, and she'll take that first one here. 23-21 with here in set 3, 2-point lead for the Governors. Coach Keenol takes her first timeout. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball. Today's KCCR. Today's KCCR.com. (23-21) here in set 3. Governors still have one more timeout. Metro Canals back in. 2 points away. From a straight set victory over Mitchell. Malin Haig on the serve from the far side of the courts. Metro Canals is there to receive. Keenols will send it for Wiebe to the back line. Chance for the Colonels. They do get it across. Kaiser. Keenols will set. Schleckaway got a tip to the net. Played by the Colonels. Alm across. Kaiser is there. Keenols will set. Chance for Wiebe. That one rolled off the net, off to the block. Played by the Governors again. Schleckaway a chance. That goes down. And Schleckaway with a big kill. McKenna Schleckaway has made its match point here for the Governors. They get 3 chances at this one. 24-21. Metro Canals will serve. Metro Canals to the back line. Here's a chance for the Colonels. Across by Logan. Kaiser is there. Keenols, a chance for a Wiebe to win it. And dug out by the Colonels. That one, Tyler, dug out by Kaiser. Chance for Groundlet. Tipped over the net. And a diving play from Sarah Siebert. Tyler again. Metro Canals. Keenols. Chance for a Wiebe at the net. Hits the poles. And it's 24-22. And it's a 2-point lead here for the Governors. Still 2 chances here for Pierre. Lizzie Tyler will serve. Metro Canals. Keenols will set. Kaylee Severn a chance to win it. That's tipped and down. And the Governors will win it in straight sets. 25-22 here in set 3. And Pierre has started 3-0 here this year, as they will be home for the first time next week, Saturday, to take on Aberdeen Central. A big win for the Governors. Back in 2 minutes to wrap this one up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Volleyball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Mitchell, it is a straight set win for the Governors over the Mitchell Colonels. And at set 1, 25-15. Set 2 is 25-17 and 25-22 in set 3 as the Colonels were continually getting better in that in those 3 sets, but the Governors were just too much. And up and down the lineup, the Governors had some pretty good nights. McKenna Schleckway probably the best night out of any of the Pierre Governors. The amount of points that she had, and really the sophomore had some of the best points of the evening. 2 long rallies for Pierre, or for between those 2 teams in set 2 and set 3. Both went Pierre's way, and those are 2 big momentum gets for the Governors, and they were able to take advantage of it and end up picking up the 3-set win, and are now 3-0 here on the young season, as they will be off until next Saturday when they take on Aberdeen Central for the home opener, as the Governors will take on the Golden Eagles. As Aberdeen Central, they were 2-0. They both teams in Pierre and Aberdeen Central beat Stevens and Central, as they both went 2-0 over the weekend, and now the Governors are now 3-0 here to open up the year, as they look to go 4-0 here on the early season. Next week, Saturday, will be the first home game for Pierre, as they will also play Yankton and Douglas in that set from Saturday to Saturday. Those 3 matches: Aberdeen Central next week Saturday, Yankton the following Friday, and Douglas that following Saturday, before they head back on the road for 4 straight. A lot of back-to-backs, or 3 in a row for Pierre at home. A lot of traveling for Pierre, though. It looks like they have a couple more road games than home games here in the next to finish out the season, although it does get a lot better towards the end of the year. From October on, they're really at home more than on the road, are the Pierre Governors. But they win in straight sets here this evening over the Mitchell Colonels. And again, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-22 to knock off the Colonels here tonight, as they fall to 1-1. The Governors are now 3-0 on the season. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, as it will be the Governor football team at home for the first time against West Central. 6:40 for the start of pregame, as it'll be myself, John Winkler, alongside Greg Dean for that call. And then on Saturday at 9 a.m., we'll have, actually 8:45, we'll start coverage, 8:45 a.m., as the Governors will take on Rapid City Central in soccer, in girls soccer. And then in boys soccer will be at 11 a.m. for that one. We'll have Coach Casey Keenos come up and join us here in the post-game show, as they win in straight sets, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-22, as the Governors are now on the early season. So, Coach, first off, congratulations on the 3-set win here against Mitchell. And for your team, again, coming in, this is a tough place to play. The crowds ride on you. It's a smaller gym. The noise is a lot more. And being the road team, it's hard to get wins here in Mitchell. And you guys had a 3-set win. That's pretty impressive. It
was, and I think it's a fun environment. It's just loud. I think that's a kind of a big booster for our girls too. I think just that noise, and have to overcome some of that. But I thought that they, for the most part, stepped up and did a good job today. McKenna Schleckway, the sophomore, I think that obviously I didn't see the first one, but these last 2 games, she had a really, really good game for you guys here tonight. She did. We've been working this week. She got that winning block at Stevens on last Saturday night, and I think that's just kind of carried over. She knows her job, kind of knows what her role is, but then can also step in and get some kills for us. So, she's very active across the net, very unselfish player. That goes out there and just does what she's asked to do, and good things happen for her. Avery Kaiser was pretty much consistent all the way through, and maybe I'm a little bit closer to the floor here, but those kill attempts, well, they got a lot of speed behind them. She seems like she's kind of picked up speed through the first 3 games so far. She did. I think just a big explosive approach. She's got long arms, big arms. She's strong, and so I think just getting up quick and being able to get on top of that ball and put it down. It's fun to watch. And then, I don't know, I think all around effort, I think we did a great job for everyone tonight. Yeah, now 3-0. Is it kind of upsetting that you have to wait 9 days for the next match now? You rather, or are you happy that you get a chance for that 9-day break before you get to the next match? I think it's a great break for us. I think, these kids to have, 3 wins here, and now we have some time again. They can get a little bit of a break. We'll take Monday off with Labor Day, since we have some days, and give them some downtime because, we know from Labor Day on that we're going to be on the road and have lots of games to perform. So I think this is a good break. We're not used to this break, so this is something different. But yeah, we're excited to keep playing, and I think it just continues to bring the energy into the gym. Gives us, some more days to prepare for Aberdeen.
Yeah, and talk about Aberdeen. What you're expecting from that team next Saturday?
Well, we know the Kusler girl. She's big and strong and big long arms. We have to make sure that we know where she's at on the court. She'll attack all over the court, front and back row, and she plays all the way around. So I think that's going to be huge for us. They have a good libero, so we got to keep the ball away from her. And just, Aberdeen always comes up, with some big wins and plays well. And so luckily we get to play them at our gym first and our first home game. So brought a lot of energy, and also our senior night. So we're going to honor those seniors. Hopefully we're on the court on the 12th.
3-0 to start the season. How awesome is that?
It's great. And I think that, these girls, it kind of shows what their mentality, they're here to do business. And I think to see the all around, because I think biggest thing is that unselfish play. We've got middles asking them to open up for the outsides open up some things for the middles, and they're all buying in and doing their jobs.
Coach, congratulations on the win. We'll see you Saturday against Aberdeen Central.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Coach Casey Keenels of the Pierre Governors as they win in straight sets, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-22, as they are now 3-0 on the season. Mitchell falls to 1-1. They will be back in action against Brandon Valley on September 8th, 5 days from now. That will wrap things up for us here tonight from Mitchell. The Governors with a 3-set victory over the Mitchell Colonels, thanks to Deidre Scott back at the station. I'm John Winkler. 25-15, 25-17, 25-22. The Governors beat Mitchell here tonight, now 3-0 on the season, as we say goodnight from Mitchell.